Alright, hello everybody, this is Grant. I'm going to show you how to make a desk. The 5 tools that you're going to need to do this are going to be an impact driver, a rubber mallet, a utility knife, and 3 impact bits. You're going to need a Phillips, a T25 bit, and a T30 bit. So I'm going to show you how to unbox everything and put it together the right way. First I'm going to start by opening the box. Take your hardware bag and throw that aside. Hope everybody can see that. And start wrapping it, taking off all your wrapping. The best way to do it is to have a speed pack next to you, just to throw all this loose stuff into. Got 1 bar. Just cut off all these 8 pieces. Pull off your rubber tabs. So you have 1 leg, this is a P. Go ahead and get your top shelf. Set that off to the side. So there's gonna be 2 different types of these. This is a P piece, and the other one's gonna be a T piece. Sometimes these boxes come with 2 of the same type, so you kind of have to mingle some of them together, or like part out 1 box to complete a couple of them. So this is a T piece. This one's got everything it needs. Get your other long bar piece here. Cut the top off, and it should just pop right out. And get started on your other leg piece here. And we found that the best way to put these together fast is to have a kind of like an assembly line. And the first thing you want to do is get everybody to unbox all the units that you want to build for that day and organize it in a way that you can just kind of grab the pieces that you need as you build them. And then this is your big top piece, your desktop, I guess you could say. Go ahead and clean out your box and then flatten it so that it saves room on the truck when you go to dump the trash. Alright, so then the first thing you want to do is take your tabletop, or the big piece here, and 1 of your leg pieces. Now you want to be careful, because here, I'll grab this. You're going to want to be careful because the way that these desks are made, there's a piece, there's 1 of these that goes flush up against the side of the desk, and then as you can see on this other one, there's a little bit of a gap. So this is going to be the back, the part that goes up against the wall and where the shelf connects to, and then this is going to be your front. So these, the 2, or the part of the leg that has the 2, I guess you could call these tabs on one side, and the 3rd one on the bottom goes on the side that's flat. So this one goes on this side here. And if it wants to fight you a little bit, you take your mallet and just give it a couple taps. And then you're gonna want to take your you're gonna want to take your T30 bit for the. I'll show you all this too. So there are these like little star bit pieces here on the one of them's on the inside and one of them's on the top side, and you take your T30 bit and just kind of tighten those down a little bit. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is, before you put the second side on, you're going to take your two metal bars and align them up like this. One of them is, one of the fasteners is facing inside the desk, and the other one is facing down towards the ground. So be careful. If you don't do this part right, your desk will be shaky. So as you can see, the hole in the bar is matching up there, and down here it's matching up here. And be sure to tighten these. Another thing that a lot of people forget to do is tighten these here. Boom, boom. All right, and then just do it for the other side, and then we'll make the shelf. And then this part can get kind of tricky because you got to align all 5 or 4 of these. And sometimes these pieces here get bent out of shape a little bit because they come from the factory that way, so it takes a little bit of time to get them all to line up. There's that. That one's in. Pull this one out a little bit. One thing you can do to make this go a little bit faster, that I didn't do here, there you go, is to leave all of the parts that you use the T30 on, to leave those loose until you get everything together. It makes it go a little bit faster. All right. So now that all those are tightened, you're going to take your hardware bag, cut it open. Inside, you're going to get 2 Allen keys. We just throw these away because we have the bits. You're going to get 4 long bolts. You're going to get 4 about 1-inch self-tapping wood screws. And then you're going to get 4 of these probably 1/2-inch self-tapping wood screws. Now it's very important to make sure that the 4 short ones go into the top of the desk top, and the 4 long screws go into the shelf, and I'll show you why here in a minute. You're going to switch over to your Phillips bit here and go ahead and screw these in. Be very careful not to strip these out. So once you hear a couple clicks from the impact, go ahead and stop. The wood that they use on these does not like being drilled into very hard, and it strips really easily. So now that we've completed that, let's move all of our stuff out of the way. And I'm going to flip this over. And then we're going to move on to our shelf. So you're going to take your TA piece and your PA piece, is what I call them. And then you're going to line them up here. I'll grab it again. So you're going to take your pieces and make sure that you have one kind of each of these. Sometimes they'll come with 2 P pieces or 2 T pieces, and it won't work. It won't go together right. So you're going to take it and you're going to line the 2 tabs up with the screw holes, just like that, on top of the metal. And then you're going to take your 2 long screws and go through the holes. little bit closer here so y'all can see. And same deal with these. These shelves are really delicate and they like to break. So just make sure that whenever you're screwing them in, that you're not just putting a lot of force or letting the drill spin it a lot, because it'll strip out the wood. And then it's a pretty big pain to fix them. All right, so now we have our shelf made. There's only one step left to putting the desk together. Move all of our stuff out of the way here. All right, so next thing you're gonna do is line up on these like support pieces. There's a little nub here or a tab that lines up in the middle hole back here, and then you're gonna take your 4 bolts and screw them in top and bottom. What I like to do is take 2 of the bolts first. And this is a lot easier to do with 2 people, but kind of just support it there and get the top one started, just hand start it to support some of the weight, and then flip over onto this side. Do the same. So now that'll kind of hold itself there. And then you're going to take your impact and switch over to your T12 Torx bit. And grab your other 2 bolts. Swap that in. And then we're just going to go ahead and tighten that down. And you want to be careful with these that you don't strip them out. Using the Torx, they like to strip out a little bit more than if you just use the Allen key. But for how many you can make, it's a lot easier just to use the Torx. So there we go. So some tips about transporting these. We like to take 2 of them and flip one of them upside down to where the top side of the shelf is sitting here. So then you can stack 2 of them together, and then in the truck, you should be able to fit 2 wide, and then on one side there's going to be a gap, and you can turn your shelves or your desks, and then it'll slide in there, so you can fit basically 4 and then 2, so you can fit 6 in a tier. So yeah. These top pieces really like to break. That's been our main problem here at the site. And the other problem has just been them being like manufactured wrong. So the 2 support pieces for the shelf, you'll get a double of those, or you'll get 2 of the same types of legs. So yeah, that's how you build a desk, and I hope this is helpful. Thank you.